What up? How's everybody doing? We here to talk about Within. Did y'all watch it? Hmm. How many of y'all did y'all homework? Hmm. Try this. Y'all know I'm pushing all the wrong buttons again. Come on now. Got it. Okay. If y'all did watch it, I know you know what you hear in the background. Hmm. Hope y'all can hear me. Okay. My circle's moving. Okay. All right. We're here to talk about Within 2016. Let me get my notebook. All right. What's up, Morena? Did you watch it? You can hear me. Can you hear the background music going, Gur? That's for ambiance. If you watch the movie, you get it. I just had to let it play for a second. Can you hear it, Morena? Did you watch the movie? That shit was creepy. You see my you see I changed my little profile pic, right? That's how I feel about this movie. There it is right there. Uh wait. Don't end yet. Oh, okay, wait. Okay. I'm gonna turn up a little bit for ambiance again. Girl, did you watch it, Morena? hmm I never heard of this song before until this movie. Girl. Creepy. Okay. Okay, I'll tell you about the movie, Morena. It's some creepy shit, man. Yeah, my profile pic. Okay, let me start at the beginning. Okay, so it's called Within 2016. Sometimes it's labeled as crawl space. I don't. Okay. Horror thriller. I'm about to tell you all about it, girl. Directed by Philip Clayton, who I've never heard of before, but okay. Rated R. All the places you can find it: HBO Max, Amazon Prime, YouTube, Google Play Movies, Vudu, Morena. All of those places, Morena. Anyway, oh, and IMDb gives it 5.1 out of 10. I don't know what the point one means, but yeah, that's what they give them. All right, Morena. The movie is starring uh, the three main characters in the movie are well, four if you count the guy in the crawl space. John, his wife, what the hell is her name? Melanie, and their daughter Hannah. Uh, the new wife is not Hannah's mother. All right. I'll tell you what. When I was looking up these actors, and just getting a little feel of what they've done, their history and whatnot. The woman who played the wife, like she looked kind of familiar, but I couldn't really place it. Man, she's like the queen of TV shows. She's been in My Name Is Earl, the show called Queen. She was in The League. She was in Real Husbands of Hollywood. And those are just the ones that I wrote down. There was like so many of these shows she's been in. But like I don't know her. She was in a few movies. But yeah, her. And then the dude John who played the father, his real name is Michael Varden. He played in Monster in Law, Never Been Kissed, 1 Hour Photo, Colombiana, and Tu Wong Fu. Thanks for everything, Julie Newmar. I love that movie. The lady who played the mother, her real name is Nadine Velasquez. She's in a lot of shows, man. And I watched My Name Is Earl, and I can't place her face in it. I also watched Real Husbands of Hollywood, but it's been a minute. Um, I didn't really care for the League, and I've never even heard of Queens. But I'll tell you what this movie did have, and then the girl who played the daughter, yeah, she's been yeah. Don't nobody know her. Her real name is Erin Moriarty. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me not disrespect Erin Moriarty. Erin Moriarty played in Ouija. She played in a show. Yes, ma'am. B movie. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. It's a B movie. Did I not lead with that? My bad. I should have led with that. It's a B movie. Yeah, she was the Erin Moriarty Ouija. She played Jessica. She played in a show called Jessica Jones. It's a Marvel show. Not familiar. And some other stuff I'm not familiar with. All right, now that you know who everybody is. Oh, and the man who plays David, the man who's living in the wall, he played in a lot of stuff. Antlers, Guardian, Crank, Badass, Act of Valor, Veronica Mars. What up, Smooty? Yep, all right. All right, now, you ready, Marina, for me to give you the rundown of what this shit's about? I got you. I just had to give the rundown of who everybody was. All right, Marina, stay with me. It's 2016, okay? Where's my cigarette? Okay, I had to find my cigarette, y'all. All right. So, couple is, and their mother, father, and daughter, teenage daughter. She's 17. Amy God. She's got a car and a boyfriend, and that's the only thing that matters. But they're moving into a new house in a new neighborhood. Dad got a new job. All right, it's the summer, and the daughter is grounded because she had like a total rager, bro, and she's grounded. So she's stuck in this new house, new neighborhood, for 2 months. That's the drill. The parents are regular, run-of-the-mill, suburban white people. People. Okay? Alright. So, right off the bat, the girl is starting to see shit in her room, like out the side of her, corner of her eye. She saw her closet door open. The bitch act like she ain't see it. She was like, okay. And then she kept finding her teddy bear not where she left it. And she was just like, oh, that's curious. Right? You know, that kind of thing. So it's kind of dry. You see him like vaguely here and there, like a shadow. When she was taking a shower, like you could see him behind the mist of the shower door, and then they start to show him like hovering over her while she's sleeping. The teenage girl. He's obsessed with the teenage girl, the daughter. You'll see him like hovering over her in her sleep. He like pulls the blanket off of her while she's sleeping and shit. So you don't see him initially. You just see like his shadow or like the back of his head. Let me tell you something, Marina. When I first showed this fucking thing, holy shit, bro. Anyway, I'm going too far. I'm too far ahead. So, then all these things are happening. But of course, you know, like all more movies, the parents don't believe her, and she's got to get used to her new space and feelings and feelings. So one day, her boyfriend, holy shit, oh, I forgot about the neighbor. So there's this neighbor that lives next door, right? And he's a locksmith, so his truck says. And he's a skeevy, run-of-the-mill, pervy kind of dude who's like making inappropriate comments, sexual kind of innuendos, and kind of leading them to believe that he'll break into their house if they don't buy his new locks. That kind of shit, right? So the one day he had the teenage girl's camera, and they're convinced that he broke into their house while they were sleeping. Okay, all right. What's up, Remy? Right? All right. So they immediately accused the skeevy next door neighbor, who is not only is he skeevy, but he was sweaty. It wasn't a good look. He was not. It was not a good look. So they blame him next door for breaking into their house, which means the police come. The police go next door and discover that the skeevy dude next door, him and his wife are meth head squatters who've been living there for they don't know how long. So they think that that's out of the neighborhood. Get rid of the riffraff, right? But little do they know, the meth head, he's got an attitude about it. So he waits till everybody goes to work, and he comes back to the house to rob them during the daytime, cause fuck them, all right? That's his role. That's what he's doing. The wife is all geeked up in the van waiting. So he's in the house. He waits for the teenage daughter. The parents are gone. He waits for the daughter to leave, and then he's in the house. He's walking around. He's eating apples and shit like he owns the joint. He's la la la, right? He's up in the room going through the jewelry boxes, and hark, in the distance, what does he hear? He hears the front door slam, bam. So, oh shit, somebody's here. So now he's got to hide, right? So he's ha ha ha. So he sees her coming in. It's the teenage girl. She has to run back, change her clothes right quick, because her boyfriend needs her to put on a formal dress. Okay? Formal dinner at his parents' house. She's upstairs in her room, changing in her little tiny teenage body out of her clothes, jeans, and into a dress. So a pervy neighbor, B&E fucker, is watching at her. Look, he's peeking at her through. Let me play the song. Wait. This is where the song came into play, Marina. Before I tell you the part. Okay. Yeah. All right, I'll put it in the background. I'll turn it down a little bit though, because I don't know how loud it is here. I got headphones on. So the creepy neighbor is peeking at her through the door. Her door is not completely closed. He's peeking at her, changing her clothes. And this song you hear in the background, if you can hear it right now, is playing, right? She's changing, and he's watching her, right? All pervy like. The song is creepy as shit, y'all. It's called Are You Alone Now? Are you alone now? That's what the song is. All right? Pervy neighbor. He's creeping, peeking. Then slowly behind him, if you look up, y'all, we got to start looking up more. Y'all look up behind him, you see the attic door slowly opening. Are you alone now? Now he comes down and he's watching he's watching the stalker stalk the teenage girl. So now she's getting double stalked. All right? She's getting stalked by the creepy neighbor and the weird dude living in the goddamn wall. All right? So OG stalker is like, oh hell no, you ain't gonna be stalking my bitch. Comes out of nowhere, and this is where we first see his face. Puts a plastic bag over creepy neighbor's head and hits him with a goddamn hammer. Pow! And it's real quick. Boom. Goes dark. Whoo! You see my profile pic, right? You see it? That's the face. I was like, ha. She just got double stalked. It's a pervy neighbor and poor girl. Like, she's been through some tanks. Whew. Okay. No, Smoothie, that's not it. The creepy neighbor is just a creepy neighbor. Probably gonna... Ain't no telling what he would have done to that girl if the stalker from the attic wouldn't have beat him in the head. Stalker from the attic, he's got a lot more going on to being a voyeur. Turns out he's this, so the teenage girl winds up, seeing him, ultimately. She's the first one to see him. She's in the kitchen one day, getting a drink of water at night. And she sees his reflection in the cupboard where the dishes are, above the sink. She can see his reflection crawling out of a cupboard above, like, the refrigerator. And she just froze up and shit, and she's just standing there, like, frozen, like, ah! And then she tries to run out. Let me tell you something. Holy shit. Oh, Remy Omiat, it's called Within. I titled my video, it's called Within. You can find it, HBO Max. Okay. So then he killed her boyfriend, too. He caught him fucking one day, and he tried to sneak out the back so her parents wouldn't catch him. And he killed that dude. And then he killed the pervy neighbor. And then, is that it? Wait, before we get, he killed. Oh, and did I neglect to mention one cameo by the Rosemary, the nosy neighbor, down the road. We must not neglect to mention JoBeth Williams. If you do not know who JoBeth Williams is, she played the woman in Poltergeist 1 and 2. She was in Kramer vs. Kramer, Teacher, Stir Crazy, Dutch. She made a nice little cameo. It was nice to see her in this little shit. So he killed the boyfriend. He killed the neighbor. Dude is living in the walls. So she finally, the teenage girl, figures out the backstory and all the whatnot about this creepy dude named David that lives in the goddamn walls. So David, he lived in this house with his mother and father and sister. And they had been trying to commit him to the nut house because he had an extreme case of agoraphobia, where he didn't not only not didn't want to go outside, but he didn't want to be in large spaces at all. He liked to be in confined spaces, and that's why the fucker was living in the wall. But when he found out that they were going to put him in the hospital, and his sister was going off to college, they were going to sell the house. He was like, "Oh no, the hell you're not!" So he killed them all. But he hung the father up, and it made it look like the father committed suicide. And since no one had ever seen him, he had never been in school or doctor's offices or none of that shit. No one knew he even existed. So he stayed in the wall, and he killed many families to come. There was two or I think two more families, and where people just think they disappeared. Or my question was this: all these people that he's killing, like, where's he putting the bodies? That was my only question with this movie. Cause dude doesn't go out of he barely comes out of the wall. So where is he? And if you can't just keep reselling this house and don't nobody smell that shit, like, you know what I mean? Like, that was my only problem with this movie. But I'll tell you what my favorite part of this whole movie was. My favorite part, aside from that amazing song that I learned and is hilarious, creepy as shit. If you ever want to stalk anyone, the song is called Dead Sea. I'm sorry. The song is called "Are You Alone Now" by Dead Sea Empire. Yeah, it's a good one. Put it on. Maybe you just want to let a bitch know. It could go down like this. You know what I'm saying? Just put it in your car, Remy on Miat, and drive past a bitch's house real slow. You hear me, Remy? Just put the bass, get the bass going, boom, boom, and just drive by real slow, bitch. Do couple laps. Yeah, bitch. It could get real. Creepy song, great for this movie. But my favorite part of this movie was the end. It was the end. Do you know why it was the end? Because nobody lived. Everybody dies. The end scene of this movie is great. The end scene is this broad making yet another wrong decision in this movie, reaching for the front door and getting smirted in the front of the house while she's reaching for the door, and they slow it down and they make it go in slow motion, and you can hear her screaming. Yeah, and then that's it. Credits. I loved it. I loved the ending of that movie. Y'all should go see it. I'm sorry, look it up and go watch it. Some creepy shit. I don't really like horror films a lot. I told y'all that before. Especially things like Jason and Freddy, because they're just not realistic to me. And I know that chances are you're not going to have some dude living in your walls, but that shit could really happen. Like, at the end of this movie, they had the nerve to put up a little PSA talking about since 2008, the crash has caused more and more people an alarming amount of numbers of people living in people's homes without their knowledge. What? Not around here, but okay. But yeah, those are the kind of movies that freak me out. Things that could really happen. What's up, Philly? How are you? We're talking about this movie Within. Have you seen it? It's pretty creepy, man. It's creepy. Oh, I didn't give it my rating. Let me put my little cookies up. Like I said, I don't really like too many horror movies, but this is one of those shit. That shit could really happen to you. You really could have a dude living in your walls right now. Y'all better go bang around a little bit. It could be a dude living in your attic. You don't even know. He's eating your Cheerios and shit in the morning. You've been blaming your kids. Using all your body wash. Blamed your husband. Boom. Are you alone now? Let me highlight that. I gives it 3 cookies. That's what I gives it. 3 cookies. As far as horror flicks, yeah, it is totally creepy. Smoothie. I'll tell you what. There's another one. I was talking to somebody about. I run my mouth so much about movies. It's called Vacancy. I don't know if y'all seen this one. That scared the shit out of me too, because that could really happen. You're in a hotel and some weirdo fucknut is making some damn snuff films. If y'all haven't seen that movie, that's what it's about. Sorry, I had to ruin it for you. Yeah, creepy. I ain't worried about no dude coming to get me while I'm sleeping. All right, it's enough motherfuckers trying to get me while I'm awake. All right, what's the difference? Shit, and I ain't going to the woods or the lake, so I ain't worried about none of that shit. But a dude living in my walls? What? What? Right, Smoothie? I don't like horror movies, girl. But um, I want to try to excuse me. I don't want to always pick the same genre every time, every Saturday. I don't want it to be the same thing over and over. So the first one I did a docu series, and then I did a comedy, and last week I attempted to do a horror movie. It didn't prove to be so horrific at all. So I figured I'd give it a retry. And yeah, this one for me is horrific. Creepy. Right? Okay, you're right. Smoothie, hilarious because I've been singing that song all day, all day, because I wanted to remember the name of this song so that I could pull it up right now and play it in the background. But Tiffany kept popping in my head, and I'm like, "Bitch, get out of my head! It's not about you right now, man." There doesn't seem to be anyone around. She keeps popping in, and I'm like, "No, wrong song. No." I'm glad it wasn't just me. All day Tiffany. Even thought about the movie Ted for a while. You remember that part in Ted when dude was dancing to Tiffany into the TV? Anyway, wait. I'm doing stuff with my hand. Hmm. Okay. Right? Yeah. Did you see Ted? Yeah, that part where he was. Hmm. Yeah, I had to go find the appropriate profile pic. I was like, let me go look under Google, and I typed in cartoon images of faces. Fear. I know I did. I wrote fear faces. That's what I wrote. Yeah, this was the best one that could describe my face for this movie. Ha! And the sound effects. Ha! 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 Right, Smoothie, you gotta go watch it. It's some creepy shit. It's on HBO Max, Amazon Prime. I wrote it all down right here. HBO Max, Amazon Prime. It's on YouTube if you wanna buy it or rent it. Google Play Movies and Vudu. It's some creepy shit. The dude that played the dude in the wall, um, his name is Dorian Kingy. It's legitimately King with an I at the end. So Kingy. He's been in some bigger movies. I've seen a couple of these movies, and I don't really remember him. But like Antlers, The Guardian, Crank. I love Crank. I saw that several times. Badass, Act of Valor. I've never seen, and Veronica Mars. I've seen several times also. I just don't remember him at all. You should. It's good. I give it 3 cookies, Smoothie. I don't know if you were here for my cookie rating system over here. I'm just doing straight movies over here, Smoothie. I'm revamping the whole place. Um, and my a rating system for movies, the highest you can go is 3 cookies. So I give this one 3 cookies. And if you don't like it, you give it the finger. And if any time you want to suggest a movie or even a genre for me to talk about, you can put it in the chat under the comment section after I leave on my community wall where I post the movies I'm going to watch the following week, talk about the following week. If you ever got, run it by me, you know, I'm with it. Or I'll just keep picking. I'll just keep picking. Let's see, I did docuseries, comedy, and a horror. I can do like a action. I like action movies or sci-fi. I just was watching earlier. I was watching AI. I haven't seen that in forever. I didn't finish it. I like that movie. Sci-fi. If Trip was here, she'd be trying to get me to watch some anime. I just know it. Comedy. We could do another comedy, girl. A comedy, like a action comedy. A dramedy? We could do a dramedy. You pick Smooty. Smooty, I don't want to watch no historic. Don't have me watching like a historical movie about the Great Wall of China or some shit like that. I don't want to do that. Shit. All right, I'll find. I think I'm gonna go action. I'll. Damn it. I'll fuck around and do a trilogy on your asses. How many how many Men in Blacks were there? There was just three of them, right? I seen three. I don't know if there's more, but I saw three, and they were great. Every single one of them. I love that whole trilogy. That whole yeah yeah. Um, I can't do no. Oh Lord, I can't. I could never do like a Scream. I can't or a Saw. I cannot. I can't. I cannot. Okay, there's too many of them, and honestly, they're all trash anyway, except for like the first two of each chain. All right, maybe, maybe Men in Black or something more current, I guess. I don't mind going back and forth with movies like an older one or a newer one. Like I'll take y'all asses back to the '80s around this bitch. I was watching. You know what I was watching the other day? Have y'all ever seen The Island of Dr. Moreau? There was an original made in the 1977, and then another one made in the '90s with Marlon Brando. But I watched the original last night, and I hadn't seen it in forever, and for some reason I thought the original was in black and white. In my mind, it was in black and white. I don't know why. I thought it was. It was not at all. That's a great fucking movie, man, and the remake was good too. They were both those were really good. I enjoyed those. You seen them, Smoothie? They're good. Yeah, yeah, like Hangover. I agree. Smoothie, the original was the bestest. It usually is like that with most movies, chains or whatever. The first one's always usually the best. Possibly the second might be like okay too, but then by the time they get to the third, it's like, what are you doing right now? Like that, oh, the car, Tokyo Drift, those movies. Come on, man. I seen the first one. That's it. Fast and the Furious. I saw the first one, and I seen part of whichever one Tokyo Drift is. I'm not sure. They just be doing the most. Sometimes you gotta let it. Just leave it alone. Just let it chill. Shit. Whew. All right. Remy went live. Remy went live. Right? Smoothie, it's so over it. They be doing the most with these movies. All right, I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna try to find an action, like an action comedy. Bad Boys was a good one, but I can't. You can't just talk about one Bad Boys. Like you have to talk about. You can't just. Come on now. Come on now. It's Michael Lowry. Quit playing. You know what? I'm about to get up out of here too, Smoothie. I know that I don't know if I got the notification yet, but I know it's about to be that time. You know, I'm trying to put a whole 30 minutes in. That's all. I stretched to do an hour, but now I'm aiming smaller. I'm aiming half an hour. If I can make it a half an hour, I'm proud of myself. I might stay a little longer. I really got nothing else to say about this movie, really, except go watch it. Yes, go watch it. The ending, I'm sorry if I gave it away for you, but you should have did the homework. If you go to my community wall every Saturday night or Sunday morning, I post a movie that I'm going to talk about every Saturday night. So if you don't do your homework, then we can't really have a conversation now, can we? It's just me up here giving you my opinion. You can't hit the link and be like, bitch, you're crazy. That movie was ass. You can't be like, bitch, what are you talking about? That's not what that meant at all. Right? You just have to take my word for it. And that's not cool. You don't want to just take my word for it. I wouldn't want to take your word for it. Just be like, oh, okay, I'm gonna watch this movie because Smoothie says it was the best movie ever, and then I watch it and it's ass. I'm like fucking Smoothie, man. All right, Smoothie, I'm going over there to see about some players ball type shit. Did it start yet? Did it happen yet? I'm gonna check that out in a minute. I'm just gonna stay up here a little longer. I haven't fled the scene yet. I'm not. I'm about to though. What's up, Grit? How you doing? Did you watch the movie, Grit? You see my profile pic, right? Ha! That's how I feel, Grit. You see it? Ha! But I did give it 3 cookies. Oh, on Buddy Lee shit, Smooty. He's supposed to be doing a players ball. Is that today? That's today, right? I thought that was today. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. Grit, did you watch this movie? Oh, you said no, you didn't. You were supposed to watch it all week, Grit. You had all week to watch it, Grit. Damn it! It's some creepy shit, bro. I suggest you go watch it. If you haven't watched it yet and you want to know about it, I guess you can listen to me talk about it, but I'm going to ruin it for you. I'm going to ruin it for you, Grit. It's some creepy shit, bro. You see my face, right? Ha! Ha! Grit, did you know it could be a dude living in your walls right now? Did you know that since 2008, there's been an alarming number of people living in people's homes without their knowledge? Yeah. You heard what I done said. You heard what I done told you, Grit? Since 2008, there's been an alarming number of motherfuckers living in other people's houses without them knowing about it. In the walls, in the attics, in the basements. If you hear some shit go bump in the night, you better get your ass up and check it the fuck out. Hey, if your milk starts disappearing and the wife is like, it wasn't me, and you're like, yes, the fuck it was you, bitch. I know you drank the fuck, you ate all my cornflakes, bitch. And she's like, I don't even like cornflakes, and you smack her around, could be a dude living in your basement. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying. You know, kids probably getting smacked around all over this country for getting accused of eating the last snacks or drinking or pinching their mama's weed. And it was really some dude living in the goddamn wall whole time. Just crawling out the crawl space. And let me tell you something. This dude crawled out of the heating vents. He was on top of cabinets, in the attic. He had all kinds of little holes because he'd been living in there for 30 years. Yeah, he was fast too. It was scary how fast this dude was in that wall with no shirt on and shit, crawling through there. And everybody that encountered him said he stank. And then when they found this little hole in the wall where he was living, he had his little bed and his little shrine. It was stank-a-dank. Like, player, you have free reign of this house all day. They got a wash machine and a dryer in the basement while they're at work. You know what I'm saying? They got running water, dude. It's free. Nobody will even know you were here. Wash your ass, sir. It was terrible. Don't come Smooty, no. Yes, I seen Cloverfield. I like Cloverfield. There was Cloverfield. There's Cloverfield Lane, and then there was a third one. It was like some outer space shit. It was attached. The outer space one was why Cloverfield even happened to begin with. So it was the third movie in the chain, but it was the first story, if that makes sense. You know how they do that with movies. Girl, all right, Grit. You know what, Grit? You say that. Okay. I wouldn't be mad if it was a dude living in my spot if I found out about it. The only thing I'd be mad is that this motherfucker ain't taking out the garbage every now and then and hitting the yard up with a goddamn rake. Fuck is you doing, sir? You already drinking my Pepsi and eating my bread and shit. Probably pinching my little reapers and shit while I'm asleep. You might even be looking at my titties or something. You could at least rake the lawn. Goddamn, that's all. You know. I'm saying, Smoothie, I love movies. You know, they've been a big escape for me a lot in my life. That's why I chose to do this here. This is where I need to talk. I need to talk about movies and only movies. That's it. I stay safe here. I do what I want to do on YouTube. Socialize and talk about what I love or enjoy, at least. You okay? No secret. No, no, no. See, that's why. I think that's why this movie chose to show you the people next door, who are actual squatters. You see, Grit, you weren't here for the beginning of the explanation of the movie. See, there's a couple that are staying next door, and it's later found out in the movie that they don't live next door at all. They're squatters. There's some meth heads who are just living in a bando next door, co-chilling like they live there, like chopping it up with the neighbors and shit. He was washing his car on the lawn like he lived there. Now, this dude was living in the walls for 30 years, killing people and shit. All right, not a squatter. Oh shit, I think I'm here. You know what? They don't do shit like that in the hood. No way. They squat in the hood. I wish I would catch a motherfucker in my walls. Good lord. Maybe not though. It depends. It depends upon what his deal is. Like we gotta have a sit down. You know, we gotta have a sit down. He can't be no crazy meth head uh, who don't want to bathe. You know what I'm saying? Like we gotta have some rules. Maybe. Yeah. I don't. I just don't know. Grit. I just don't know. Yeah, he was in the wall for 30 some odd years, killing folks. Anybody who came and, you know what I'm saying, fucked with his feng shui, they got to go. The last family that he killed, that we get, like I said, Grit, no one survives this movie. Everybody dies. The last family, he didn't even want to. He wasn't even on no pervy shit, like no fuck shit, because the 17-year-old, he was completely fixated with her. At one point in the movie, he doped her up while the parents were out. He put some shit in her wine she wasn't supposed to be drinking, and she passed out on the couch, and he scooped her up, and he took her upstairs and shit, and laid her in her bed, and he just spooned her. That's it. He didn't touch on her titties. He didn't, give her a little la 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 la, nothing. He just no slaps and tickles, no, little la 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 la, nothing. He just wanted to spoon that bitch. Dude had a lot going on, man. I'm saying y'all better tap y'all walls. Listen, y'all better tap. Let me listen. Let me listen. Oh shit, that sounds hollow. What if it start all of a sudden it just got muffled in a certain area? Oh Lord! Now I might not sleep tonight. Freaking myself out. It's not great. It is not. That's why I liked it. Smoothie. Great. That's why I liked it. Because typical horror movies aren't horrific to me. It's just a bunch of CGI imaginary shit, and to me that's not horrific. I understand it's a horror movie, but to me horrific shit is shit that could really happen. That's horrific to me. Like the first movie that scared the fuck out of me was The Birds. I was like 10 years old when I saw that shit. It was old black and that for sure is in black and white. I know that for damn sure. And Alfred Hitchcock, you know what I'm saying? And it scared the bejesus out of me. Because what if one day you're walking outside and birds start attack? That shit could really happen, right? That's the kind of shit that scares the fuck out of me. Shit that could really happen. Whew. Spiritual stuff can be freaky too, like ghosts and shit, um, Buddy Lee. Uh, did you see it? Mm-hmm. Scary as hell. The bird scared the bejesus out of me. It sure did. And then my father, who, was an alcoholic and didn't have custody of me only from time to time, didn't have the best parenting skills. And so he took me, I was like 10, but around the same age, when I saw the birds. He probably thought that shit was funny, that it scared me. It was when I was a pocket of being in his care. He took me to see Dawn of the Dead at the movie theater. I was 10 years old. Dawn of the Dead, movie theater. He was laughing his ass off that I was scared. I told you, I could, if you remember a few streams back, I talked about it. I can still smell that shit, man. If I think about the Dawn of the Dead for too long, I can smell that theater, man. I swear I can still smell it. Traumatizing me and shit. Annabelle, Smooty, I'm not sure if it was called Annabella. I know that, didn't that Annabella come, there was like two or three in that chain of movies? Or was it always called Annabella? Because I went to the theater and saw something, what was it called? It started with a C. Oh, shit. It was so bad we left the theater. Me and my son, we left. Oh, I forget what it was called. But it was along the same lines. It was with a doll that was all haunted and whatnot. Oh, what was it called? It's going to drive me nuts. Insidious? You know what? I don't think I saw that. I might have. Some sometimes my brain, this is how my brain works with movies. Anyway, sometimes if there's too many movies put out around the same time that are around the same type of movies, like a whole bunch of football movies, they might melt together for me. Like if there's 5 football movies put out in the space of 3-4 years, and you ask me 10 years later, that shit might all melt into one damn movie. I do that a lot, and especially with like vampire movies and zombie movies and them doll movies. You know what I mean? I know that I went to the theater and saw one. It was so fucking terrible. Oh, it started with a C. No, 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 not Chucky. No, 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 I know Chucky. No, 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 it was around the same time as that Annabella crap. Oh, God, now I gotta look it up in my phone. I'm not gonna be able to rest until I look it up. I hate it. It was so terrible, but it's something similar. Um, a creepy ass doll. Family moves into the house. Oh, there's noises. There's a creepy doll. Oh, it was so terrible. Now I got it. What am I gonna type in my phone? Creepy doll movie. 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 Doll. Creepy haunted doll. Haunted. Haunted doll. Boom. Uh-huh. Annabella. Oh. Wait, okay. The Conjuring. That's what that shit was called. The Conjuring. So I don't. Does that have anything to do with Annabelle, or is that a completely different set of flicks? I don't know. But if it's anything like The Conjuring, I'll be mad because I don't like that kind of shit. The Conjuring. Oh, is it related, Smoothie Lady, or it's just the same type of movie, and that's why they're melting together in my brain? The chain or whatever. The Conjuring. Yeah, me and my son walked out on that bullshit. Chucky though, you know what? Chucky was funny. The Chucky movies, those were funny. I thought, especially the first like two. Weren't there like how many Chucky movies were there? There was at least 3, 4 maybe. I don't know, but I like the first 2. I think. Yeah, yeah, I think. I don't know. There was this one. Hey, man. There's this one I seen a while back. Maybe we'll talk about that. Same type of movie. Okay, okay. Oh, okay, okay, okay. See. There's this one movie I saw about a doll. This girl, she's going to take care of a kid. I forget his name. I think the name of the movie is called Boy. I think it's called Boy. She went to go take care of a boy who was ill or whatever, and it turned out to be a doll, and she had to like take care of this doll, and treat it like it was a boy. Have you seen this shit? I can't even remember how it ended. I done talked myself into having to watch that shit again. That was creepy. But yeah, this was creepy. Within, man, by far one of the creepier horror flicks I've seen. I'll tell you what, it's a B movie. I ain't gonna lie, it's a B movie. And there's some terrible acting. Not mostly with honestly for me it was the mother. Um, and it's crazy because she's got such a big I was gonna say vocabulary, a big catalog. She's been in a lot of shit. And yeah, dry acting, but creepy, man. Even the neighbor. Hmm. All right, Grit. So next time, Grit, what are you thinking? I'm thinking action. But what kind of action? You want like action comedy, or do you want action like um, high speed chases, like the Italian Job, or ooh, you know what I really liked? Snatch. Did y'all see that? I really liked Snatch. Oh, let me read your comments, Moody. Jason Statham. Anything Jason Statham and shit. Let me see. Yes, ma'am, I did, Smooty, and they're making a part two. Miss Smooty, the first movie you're talking about with the girl, it was called Orphan, and they're making a part two. Do you? Oh, yes, ma'am. I'm all on top of it. That was some creepy shit too. Ooh wee. Yeah, the part two is supposed to be like I was just saying what they were doing with the other movie, like they did with Cloverfield. Part two is supposed to be who she was before she became the orphan in America. Ooh wee. I believe that was the storyline. I just second guessed myself when I said that out loud. I definitely remember seeing the trailer, but I think it was supposed to be before she got with that couple. I believe. I believe that. I could be wrong. It's definitely a part two. I'm very excited. That was some creepy shit too. I like that shit. Creepy little bitch. Creepy little grown woman, bitch. Creepy little grown woman, bitch. Yeah, that was crazy. Should we go? We could go old. We could go old, like do an old '80s or '90s flick, like the Reanimator. What y'all know about that shit? I don't know nothing about that. I'm showing my age right now. Yeah, I don't know nothing about that. Yeah, you're too young. Hmm. Did y'all ever see this movie called The Cube? That was a good one. All of the part two, threes, and however the fuck many else are ass. But the very first Cube, I'm saying cube like Ice Cube, like a Rubik's Cube. I'm saying Cube. It's a really great movie. Oh, you seen it, Smoothie? Oh, I love Cube. Cube was real good. That's a really good B movie. Oh man, top notch. Three cookies up. But part two, like I said, was ass, and I think they made more after that. I didn't even watch them. But yeah, that was great. Yes, ma'am. Yup. And they were chewing, sucking on buttons and shit. And then after they went through all that, people were dying and shit. The only motherfucker that made it up out of there was a dude who was mentally challenged and shit. He came up out of there with his fingers and shit in the air, like yup. Who the retard now, right? He's like, who the retard now, bitches? I'm out this motherfucker. Yeah, that was a good movie. Hmm. We should. I don't know where we could ever find to watch that, but I want to do action. I think I want to do action. Jason Statham, he's been in all that stuff. Crank. Um, is that the one? Where was the one? I think that's the one where he had to stay moving. Did you ever see this movie as an action movie? I think it was Crank. He had to stay. If he stopped moving, his heart would explode or some shit. So he was taking all these 5 hour energy drinks and doing cocaine and taking all these pills on this mission to figure to do. He had to do something in order to get the antidote so that he wouldn't have the heart attack. I think that was crank. I think that was crank. What happened to Monday? Let me write that down. I got a pen and a pad. What happened to Monday? I know a family of Mondays. That's funny. Uh, uh, that's that page. That's that page. Boom. Chris Page. I really do take notes, y'all. I write all this shit down because I know I'll freak out when I come up here and forget everything. Like, I already forgot a bunch of shit that I had to talk about again because I forgot. Alright. What? Oh. Y'all know I got neuropathy. Sorry. Bam! Wrote it down. I'm gonna check it out, Sweeney, and we're gonna talk about it. I will. I'm gonna if I post on my community wall. I'll post probably tomorrow. I'll probably do it tomorrow morning. I'll pick a movie by then. I post on my community wall every Sunday morning. The movie. Give you a week. That gives you a week to watch it. And then Saturday we come back here and talk about it. And then on Wednesdays, I go live and talk about individual actors, actresses, directors, or TV shows. It's just so I can keep myself practiced up because I got the issue of going live. Well, if you didn't know, you know now. Um, so yeah, Wednesdays are just to keep. I need to keep myself on the schedule so that I can consistently do this because this is what I want to do. I want to talk about movies. Movie club, movie club. That's what I'm gonna do. All right, y'all. I'm about to get on up out of here. I appreciate y'all for comment. It was great. Grit. Go watch this movie. It's some freaky shit. Y'all need to check y'all attics, walls, and all that shit. If you hear a bump in the night, you better get up out that bed and go check it out. Don't think it's a cat. If your stupid dog is barking and you don't know why, you better go get to checking some shit out. Until next time, peace.